Welcome to The Explainer. How can a single chaotic 24-hour period reveal the future of technology? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to decode one such day, a high-stakes drama of finance and innovation that unfolded in real time. While financial markets are always on the move, on this particular day, a perfect storm was brewing in the tech sector. And by following it, we can really see the immense pressures, the hidden risks, and what might just be the new rules of the game. All right, let's start with the first major force shaping this landscape, the relentless, absolutely unstoppable global expansion of artificial intelligence. So our day really begins with this huge move from OpenAI. The company launched its most affordable plan yet, ChatGPT Go, and it's targeting India, its second largest market, for the equivalent of just $4.50 a month. And look, this wasn't just some small discount. This was an incredibly aggressive move to just gobble up market share. For a fraction of the premium cost, users get 10 times the message limits and access to the latest model. Make no mistake about it, this is a land grab for the future of AI. But all of this aggressive expansion, it comes with a cost. This nervous energy that's just rippling through the markets. With even tech CEOs warning about a potential AI bubble, investors were on super high alert. And that nervousness really set the stage for our main event. So, in this really nervous environment, one company was sailing directly into the storm, the iconic American chipmaker, Intel. A giant of the industry, now suddenly vulnerable and really struggling to stay afloat. Intel's situation is, well, it's dire. This number right here represents the company's staggering loss in 2024. To put that in perspective for you, it was their first annual loss in nearly 4 decades. This is a true crisis for a titan of tech. So you have to ask, why the freefall? Well, it wasn't just one single thing. Intel was losing ground to its rivals, it was paying the price for years of missteps, and its big bet on contract manufacturing had totally stalled. But its biggest failure? It almost completely missed the AI chip revolution. A huge blind spot. Just when things looked their absolute bleakest, Intel gets not one, but 2 dramatic and very different lifelines on the very same day. Okay, now this is where the story gets really fascinating, because on one side, you have this massive private investment from Japan's SoftBank, and on the other, you have a totally radical new proposal coming out of Washington. 2 completely different saviors appearing on the exact same day. SoftBank's CEO, Masayoshi Son, he framed their $2 billion injection as a big vote of confidence. See, they aren't just betting on Intel. They're betting on Intel's central role in the future of America's entire chip industry. Meanwhile, you have the Trump administration announcing a major policy shift. The new Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, basically argued that taxpayer money shouldn't just be a handout. If the government is going to help, it should get ownership in return, a direct stake in the company. And this represents a really fundamental shift in government thinking. We're moving from the whole idea of a grant, which is basically a gift with no strings attached, to equity, where the American taxpayer becomes an actual investor. It is a completely different philosophy. So how did Wall Street, which was already on edge, react to this news? Well, on a day when the rest of the tech market was just bleeding red, one company was about to have a very, very good day. Just look at this. The tech-heavy Nasdaq tumbled almost 1.5%. The S&P 500 was down. But Intel, its stock absolutely soared a massive 7%, completely bucking the trend. This huge rally sent a really clear signal. Investors saw this potent combination of private capital and public backing as a sign that Intel, despite all its troubles, might just be too important to fail. So let's zoom out for a second. What is this wild day for just one company? Tell us about the future of the entire tech industry. So this is the sequence, right? A critical company struggles and is then propped up by 2 powerful forces all at once. You have a global investment firm that's hunting for a strategic win, and its own government, deciding it simply cannot afford to let it fail. And this leaves us with a really provocative final thought. In an age of global competition and technologies that are just too important to fail, are we seeing a new model for how high-stakes tech companies will be funded, saved, and controlled in the future? Is this one-day drama at Intel actually a preview of the new rules of the game?